Hey guys, how's it going? Eric's here, and I have a fun treat for you guys that I don't know if you guys know what to expect with this game. So we're playing the Forgotten City. My gosh, I am off center. We're playing the Forgotten City today, which Cheshire! Don't ruin these. I finally just bought them. I am doing great. How are you? Gonna lower the game volume real quick because I know it gets really loud in the beginning. But so we're gonna be doing a little bit of Forgotten City, which was a Skyrim inspired game. It was originally a mod which became its own beast. But please let me know how the volume is as we go, because I haven't streamed this game before. So, let's get into it. Oh, but you got a dinner, so I bet you're having a wonderful time. But let's get into this. But yes, there is, I think, 4 different endings. It rewards thoughtful conversation, exploring, and no brute force. Okay.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change.
I'm gonna up the volume a little bit.
Wanna tell me who you are?
Well, actually, is it? I'm gonna. Do that. This is such an interesting way to build your character, by the way. It's like female, male, skin color, player's name. We're gonna do Eris, Maeve, because I am not consistent at all with last names I give characters.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
I was searching for ancient ruins.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see.
I will tell you right away.
He went in there a few hours ago.
Being a terrible person in this game gets you nowhere.
I've been freaking out, wondering if he's.
I mean, it gets you somewhere, but it doesn't get you where you're trying to go.
I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here.
But other than cat sitting, how are you doing?
I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Sure you can. Mind if I ask some questions first? Also, I'm sorry. The mouse tracking for some of the characters doesn't quite work the best.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not gonna even tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Karen. Well, thank you for saving my life, Karen.
You're welcome. Always happy to help.
Hey, Chicky.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Who's Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
What can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts.
Al? You need to find Al. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Alright. I'm gonna up my volume. That's all the questions I had.
So you're ready to go look for Al?
Alright, I'm in.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and...
Oh, yay!
Here,
I'm
but
glad.
I think you'll need it more than I will.
Oh, flashlight. I'll take that. I'm glad Poppy's being good. Cheshire's got his claws clipped, but... You know what? It's wild that this game... Ooh. My computer friend is a little angry playing it, but this game started as a Skyrim mod. Isn't that nuts? Like, it's a Skyrim mod, now it's its own entire beast. Like, look at that. It just boggles my mind. It's like, this game looks so much better in its own port than it did as a mod, at least. It's like, I know it can be better, but like... Cheshire... But it's like... Also, this game came out a couple years ago? So it's like, it's not fresh. It's not like brand new. It's been out for a hot second. Salmon, a backpack full of worn hiking clothes, empty food packets, nothing valuable in here, but still seems strange that Al left it behind.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? The people have survived down there, against the odds. It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Interesting, but I'm glad you have some good ideas. Woo! Whoops. Oopsie daisy. Why? Wait a minute. Yep, they do. Statues are alive. Look at all of them. A Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Interesting. Oh, I just walk. Okay. Oops. Young Roman woman. It looks like she was begging for her life. F5 to quick save. Oh, F9 to quick load. Interesting. A Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Ooh. Yeah, you are a decent way through it. Roman legionary in a state of terror. Jeez. Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. Why are you here? Good question, friendo. The hanging golden statue. Golden statue of a man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al. How is that possible?
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, she'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
You know, the thing is, we don't have a choice. So, let us walk into our doom. Young Roman woman in state of panic. Look at that portal. Isn't that fun? Objective markers for a given... Aw. Roman relief depicting a great circular portal, two women. I wonder who they could be. Look at that. The city's restored.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Proserpina is the Roman version of Persephone. Quite literally, actually. Wait, are you speaking English?
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again.
That was a real question, though, friend.
Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine?
Proserpina?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you?
Nope.
And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
Let me know if the audio is too quiet, by the way. I'm Eris Maeve, I just came from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Seriously, what's today's date?
We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
What year?
It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the empire are you from, exactly?
So 65 CE.
CE? No idea what you're talking about. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Your laws?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule.
You know the golden rule,
punishment for
Ching-Chong?
breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Alright, lead the way.
When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend?
Whoa,
Chris?
I'm sliding.
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Ooh. Oh.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your
Interesting.
right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me.
1 second. Okay. We're gonna bump you up to 80 and call it, well, let's take it to 70 and at least increase the voices. There we go. Yes, resume. Okay.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Oh, another one fresh out of the baths, I take it. Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from Charming. I'm gonna go.
You can see yourself out.
I'll see my way up to your father's quarters. That's where I'll see myself.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm ErissKhaos.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
It's beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid. that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Interesting. We'll test this. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great
17.
statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric.
Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment?
On occasion. But our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
I'm just going down these lists. I want to get as much information about this game as I possibly can. Just so y'all know. Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Don't you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
I'm a back off from him. I don't want to upset him. My mistake.
I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows.
Isn't lies possibly breaking the golden rule, according to what you said, though? What'd you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You're right. I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of
It was
this
rubble.
City?
You'd all been turned to golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall 1,000 times, but it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
How does the ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as
Come on.
with all rituals, some
There you go.
sacrifice is involved.
Kind of better.
Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal.
Or a
In
person.
this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the
I didn't
person
mean to be right.
performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
Okay, how is Bowick come upon? Like, don't get me wrong, the character itself is glorious. Bowick. Just, that's a beautiful name. And I love to hear how people come up with names for their characters. And my names are usually boring because it involves my username. I just see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me.
I doubt
If I'm
it.
forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
Yeah, sure. I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well...
Okay, so
pains
your
me to
friend
say
already
my
picked out the
attempts to
name.
impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election.
If I have anything to do with it, you won't.
Only treat my curiosity with suspicion.
Anyone
You
else
should
not
avoid
like this
that
dude?
problem, though,
Like, my
unless, of
gosh,
course, you
he's
get off
not.
on the wrong foot.
Something about him bothers me. Fair enough. Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Okay. How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance.
Because I have trust
What reason
issues
could
and
you
I don't
possibly
trust you,
have to
sir.
suspect me of
Doo-da,
all-
doo-da. Not fair point.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Oh, I love that. I love including friends' creations in the stuff you make. It's a lot of fun. Come on, tell me what you really think.
All right. There are those who wish to vote me
Cheshire.
out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk
Why the frick did you think that was a good
destabilizing the
idea?
entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them.
My main cast is
if
a
I
cat
were
named
you.
Cheshire who's trying to sit on a can of Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew monster. Holy cats. I'm having a day. If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Prosperna's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Sure, why not? That's all the questions I had.
Good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Alright, I'm in.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city. Talk to everyone. Help them, if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents.
So Boa,
unless, of course,
Calliope,
you're
and
asked to
Victor.
leave.
I'm assuming it's pronounced
Figure out who the
Calliope.
culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and
That
tell
is
me immediately.
one heck of a bunch. Alright, I'll get started.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll get on it. Okay. So these are our missions. This is the ones that we'll have complete. Cheshire, do not do what you're thinking about. A Daenerys, a flashlight, and our inscribed tablet that is... Oh, it is in English. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I'm sorry. I'm greedy. So, what happens is these things, the statues come to life, and they'll hunt you down and turn people to gold. This is the golden rule. This is what it is. I couldn't help it. Oh, there's another one there. So we just sprint up here. Magistrate dies, and we go in the temple and we start again. Welcome to the time loop, guys. Oh my gosh. Isn't that fun? So basically the goal is, well, the goal is to figure out who's actually causing the golden rule. However, there's multiple different ways to change the path.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm Eris Maeve, and we've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Your name is Galerius. You're about to offer to take me to see Sentia so he can tell me about the golden rule.
Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
Bro. Cat just stepped on my pretzels. You okay, Chesh? You look a little confused. No problem. I have to go.
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Heck yeah!
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is
I can't believe I got tempted that fast.
Haven't quite summoned the courage to.
That's why being a terrible person
Don't
doesn't work
worry,
in this
it's
game.
completely
You just get
safe.
stuck in loops. Over and over and over again. Thanks, I'll be going now.
All right. See you around.
jump this wall? Yes, I can. There it goes. Okay, let's go deal with what the dude actually told me to do. It's like, here's my thing. The golden rule was definitely invoked because I'm trapped like you. The golden rule definitely had to be invoked at some point. We just don't necessarily know why.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus decius won't give it to me.
I'm sorry, I wish I could help.
It's too late. She just slipped away.
What happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Is there something I can do to help?
Unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that Silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching
I'll break
up
the rule to do it.
Genetricum fututo and
'Cause I
scratching his
can't.
eyes out.
I'll get right on it.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we?
I need some resin.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
Your price gouging over life-saving medicine. What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
How about I just take it?
Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want?
Is that what you want? If not, then hand it over now.
Do you think I don't know a bluff when I see one? Nice try. Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here.
Do any of these get me anywhere? You don't know that for sure. I'll take my chances.
Don't you dare.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Hey, I'll break the rules many times as I need. But the magistrate's slow, so I'm using this to my advantage. Because I only got like 248. Denarii, whatever the currency is. So I was like, 2 loops. The game does count, by the way.
Friend, I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
We've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
You're Galerius, and you're about to take me to see Sentia so you can tell me about the Golden Rule.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
Actually, I want to talk to you again.
Of course. What did you want to know?
Actually.
Alright. See you around.
I can't tell him to do it because he hasn't. Because I haven't done it the first time myself. My bad. So Galerius can become your, errand boy. Which is a tactic in this game.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman? She needs the resin.
Here.
What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you.
Silphium resin. There we are. Now it said it.
Hopefully in a moment she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Something like that. I heard she got sick earlier and went to find medicine.
But how could you know she needed this exact medicine? And how did you even get it? I guess it doesn't matter. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Nah, I got nothing for you right now.
Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
So basically, everyone has a problem. And your goal is to help everyone with their problem? It's like, one of those trading trees where you do one thing and it triggers another thing.
Better watch your step.
What's your story?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions, the 6th, the one they call Ironclads.
How'd you end up here?
Same way as everyone else.
Not much of a talker, are you?
If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either.
What are you dealing with?
None of your business. Introiti ipsum commensula.
Okay.
If we have to. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you're a statue, friend. We're gonna be getting to know a bunch of people here.
Ah, a fellow traveler. Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
I'm from beyond the edge of the known world.
Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
What's your story?
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
Why set up a tailor shop here?
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
Yeah, more or less.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
I suppose so.
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best.
How'd you end up here?
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Why don't you tell me what you do remember?
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drawing in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
Aww. Is there an actual... I'm Googling. There was one that was at 79 AD, but... I don't know. I was trying to see if it was an actual event. Since we're 65 CE, as our character said earlier, and then there was either a fire or a volcano that erupted somewhere in Italy. Somewhere in the Roman Empire. So you floated down the Tiber.
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Let's talk about something else.
Anything you like.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate.
Why do you say that?
Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. when Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth, so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks, and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands, until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus.
What can we do about it?
If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, "Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing."
It sounds simple enough.
It does, doesn't it? But it is not enough for us to do this alone. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act.
Yeah. I already did it twice. I know I've seen it happen.
The voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not?
They do make great mannequins. Who are you going to vote for?
It is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
Aw, anything I can do to change that?
Nothing comes to my mind, my friend.
Okay. I mean, I can burp on command. I just try not to burp on stream. I can make pigeon sounds. However, I usually use it to do a impression of Perry the Platypus is what I've been using it for lately. But how are you doing, Tadpool?
I hope that our
I'll be
paths
going.
again soon, my friend.
Okay. Translate. Sinner. Oh. Hi, Virgil.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's
Yeah, as soon as I'm not in a conversation, I could definitely do it. We'll see if the mic picks it up at
I
least.
hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did.
Cool. However, I usually use it as going. Either it turns into a Chewbacca or a Perry the Platypus, but yeah. What's your story, Virgil?
I'm an architect. Or at least
However, funny enough, I can't roll my tongue when I speak Spanish, but I can do that.
Use a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Tell me about ooh, architecture.
Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm.
You know, I tried that. It like turns into this like Mod Podge. It's like aborto. It's like I can say like one-off words. Swallow air. Is basically what I do. So if you pocket a bunch of air in your throat, your body will immediately make you burp. But yeah, it's like So usually I suck it up. That's a thing I have a really hard time explaining, actually. Because it's like I make a sound when I do it. However, I don't actually know what it is. It's like I force air either out of my lungs into my throat, or I'll literally just swallow. Like stuff like that. Is like usually I'll force air out of my lungs. So it's easier. But I do like the funny like squeaking noise until there's enough air, and then just burp. Usually on command, they're not very good. You have hiccups? Prove it. That's what I do. However, that, when someone has hiccups, I will, that one's really weak. But it's like me and that is usually what it looks like. That's why I don't usually show my throat when I'm forcing a burp. But hiccups, I have two things. It's like if it's me with hiccups, I will hold my breath for about 5 seconds and then drink water, and usually that fixes it. However, if it's somebody else who has hiccups and they tell me they have hiccups, I will tell them to prove it, and I will wait 10 minutes and they will not hiccup again. They were really weak. It's like my forced burps aren't that impressive. I mean, I could just chug Sprite, but that one was a little bit better. But usually when I burp, I say, "Oh no, bro." Excuse me. Yeah, I'll try to say, "Oh no, bro," because Muscle Man from the regular show, it like cracks me up. Like I'll do it with friends and whatnot. Oh no! Oh, it's so close. Why are my burps so weird today? But yeah, no, I'll try to say, "Oh no, bro," when I burp. It makes it feel a little bit better, the fact that I'm burping. If they bring water in the city, couldn't we use them to escape?
Hey, not so loud. Just talking
But yeah.
about that could anger the gods for all we know.
I'm a little bit weird.
It's impossible. But you'd have to find
But I'm gonna have to give my throat a break on that one before I try to do a legitimate "Oh no, bro." Like usually there's like more of a bass to it, and like it's actually a solid Muscle Man impression. It's the best way I can do an impersonation of Muscle Man from regular show is if I talk while I'm burping. My mom. Oh man, I freaking love Muscle Man. Tell me about the temple up on the bluff.
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently,
Oh, that was weak.
Down on us, it's clear that
I'm dedicated to get a solid one out, but I probably won't.
important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the golden rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside.
You know what's wild?
Suppose we'll never know.
So there's multiple endings to this game, right? And this guy has mentioned 2 of them. Tell me about the city's history.
I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago.
Oh no, bro.
Romans
Yes!
have been arriving here for at least that long.
Okay, I'm done.
There's one thing that puzzles me.
I was just ruminating on that.
The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
Isn't it common for Romans to copy Greek architecture and art?
Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine?
Of course.
If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell.
Talk about something else. I noticed a graffiti. Why does someone think you're a sinner?
Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
I see.
And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years?
Jeez.
Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi.
Jeez, what happened here? I'm sorry to hear that.
Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong.
You know who's writing the graffiti?
It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists.
Cultists?
Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last
The
year.
Christians.
And went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
Let me look into it for you.
What? Really? I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
I'll see what I can do.
Nice to talk to you.
Let's go talk to our friend Georgius.
Greetings.
Since he lives right next to it.
Again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind?
Any idea who's threatening Virgil?
This is troubling, is it not? I'm afraid I have no idea. It is ridiculous though. Virgil is a fine man. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
Fabia, okay. Thank you.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
I don't remember who Fabia is. I don't think I've met Fabia yet. Lulia, Lucrezia. Are you Fabio?
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Centilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed woman. Pretty, though.
Thank you, sir.
A traveler from a faraway land, then?
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure she feels welcome, shall we?
Of course, priestess.
You're...
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you.
You are gorgeous. My goodness.
To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Isn't she pretty? Goodness gracious. What's your story?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Whoop. Sorry, what should I have done?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
There, got it. There we go. How did you end up here?
No, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of a river unconscious and sent me in here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
It's an older name, but not uncommon from where I'm from.
Older. I see. I wonder if... No.
And here's the third ending. Not the direct, but this is how you start it. What were you going to say?
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
Well, we all woke up at the bed. Alright, I'll do that.
Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
What happened to Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community.
I know. I remember Livia. She's the old woman.
Always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help. But she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
I'll be careful.
Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
I'll get right on. I'll get right on it.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
What is it, citizen?
What's your story?
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others. And making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
How did you end up here?
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it.
It has
My
been
commander sent
2,000
me to
years.
deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I
Well-
thought I'd do something nice.
Well,
for
you
my
know,
girl
it's been 2,000 years
and
for
pick
us.
up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Centilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
Can I see the citizen
I don't see
register?
why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Aurelia, commoner, tavern keeper, claims to know a way out. Porter's Villa, Claudia, patrician, wife of Malleus. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Of course. All right.
Okay.
Fresh meat, huh? Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment.
Your
It
helmet's
being election
ridiculous. What's your story?
day. The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go for
I don't actually want to stay away from him, believe it or not. Why are you just like a gladiator?
Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why.
Fair enough. I'd like to meet Malleus.
Too bad. He's busy. Unless... No. You don't look like you could afford it.
Afford what?
I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return.
I'll see what I can do.
Just make it good.
Okay.
Whatever.
We're gonna move on from
Just
him.
remember, I'll be watching.
Okay. Okay, that's Equata. Let's look around a little bit more. What's in here? Loaf of bread examined. Circular loaves of bread designed to be pulled apart into wedges. It appears to be freely available to anyone who wants it. Cool. You suck.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
You, sir, need to be locked in a cage.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No. We shouldn't meet in there.
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go.
Never mind, I don't know why I said that. Mother fricker. I want him to go in there.
The shrine is collapsing.
Well, I hope she wasn't important. I don't know who she was. That might have been Fabia.
Fabia, no!
Ah, frick, it was Fabia. I needed to talk to her. Gosh dang it. Okay, well, let's go talk to this dude.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
I don't know a Quintius.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire.
What?
So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood?
Swear I wasn't lying.
You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a question, I expect an answer. Is that understood?
Got it.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
Why don't you put that bow down and you can come see for yourself?
Oh, how very welcoming of you. You want me to let my guard down, is that it? You're not going to get your claws into me. I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
Wait, what's a mystery cult?
Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quinctius did, those days are numbered.
You got the wrong idea, we're not cultists.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
We're not keeping it a secret, we're all trapped here.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave?
It's not that we're not allowed to leave, we physically can't leave. There is no way out.
Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me.
I'm talking a circle around this dude.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
It's not a mantra, it's a warning.
A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues?
There were once people who were turned to gold as a punishment.
You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me.
We didn't turn them to gold, God did it. Oh, God did it, and we don't know which one.
Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our God told us to do it.
I said a God, not our. A. Distinction.
The secret sanctuary.
Distinction with a meaning.
The mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists.
Freaking Fabio, why should touch the freaking good?
What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what
I think
they've
it's
become.
so far.
However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quinctius is. Do not waste it.
What's it gonna take for you to let this go? Take all the gold you want.
Gold? I don't care about gold. You don't seem to understand the situation, so let me make it abundantly clear. The only thing I care about is carrying out my duty to execute the cultist Quinctius.
I don't know who that
I have
is.
spent many exhausting months tracking this arsonist through cities and villages, roads and forests, bribing stubborn travelers and peasants for leads. At times, I was so bone-tired I could have sworn I'd approached the brink of death. But still, day and night, I pressed on for the glory of the Emperor. So, you see, I know he's here, turning back is not an option, and right now, the only thing standing between me and my triumphant return to Rome is you. So, for the last time, are you going to tell me where he is, or do I have to put an arrow in you and ask the next person I meet?
What can you tell me about him?
Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
Perhaps the Emperor is looking for a scapegoat.
Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not?
I have no idea where or who he is.
Then you're of no use to me. Do you have any last words?
You have no idea what you're in for.
You'd squander your last words on an empty threat. Now it's my turn to tell you something. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer.
Bye.
For the sins of the one.
Mother fricker. This is the third time I'm having to do this. My goodness. I'm not good at this. I wonder if you could get through an entire ending without going through a loop. I wonder. This list can get really long.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
I'm Eris, and I need you to take care of some things urgently.
Sounds serious. I'm listening.
Lulia is dying, but Lucretia can't help her without this. Take it and go quickly.
Oh no. All right, I can do that.
That's it. Now go as fast as you can.
But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Yep. Okay. Ow. Okay, he's gonna take care of that. We're gonna go into that estate. Then we're gonna go help Fabia.
Keep an eye out for Sentinel.
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe?
Man, I don't have it yet.
Blame everyone but yourself.
If I find out you did something to that poor sweet girl, not even...
Okay, we're gonna come back for this. Let's go help Fabia. Fabia first.
Help! You have to do something. You have to do...
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when...
Do not go in there.
Why?
Just trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Yep.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
I saw him worshipping in a small round shelter just inside the city, second building on your left.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
And say, the many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Oh. Statue. A Greek statue, probably the goddess of whom this temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek resident might know more about her. Well, we'll go talk to Georgius about that, but... Take that. I'm gonna take bounty. Take that and that. Okay.
Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I.
I know. You want to know where I'm from, but I really have to ask you some questions.
My friend, your words intrigue me more and more. But yes, very well. Ask me what you will.
Oh, I can't ask him about the statue. Okay.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my...
Okay. When it comes to things that we've already done, I will be rushing through them. Okay.
Malleolus isn't receiving. Yeah?
How about 100 to
What's
9?
in Coolio Mio? Just make it good. Dunno. Something good. Bribe? What's in Coolio? Just make it good.
What?
Too bad. He's busy. I'm glad you left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So... What's in Coolio Mio? Just make... Hey, Caput Murde. Futuere es. Just make it good.
What? Fine.
If you set one foot in that villa without permission, I'll skin you alive, you Pusillus Semitarius Mocus.
Sentius Malus, same excrement, different smell. Okay. Well, I know how to get in, I just don't want to do it yet.
What now?
Tab, inventory. 248. I got a lot of stuff going on here. Actually, let's... Quest, point of origin. Create time paradox. We're not gonna... Golden rule. Okay. That's right. Okay, let's go talk to Fabia. I did manage an oh no, bro. A hot second ago, actually. He had a tragic accident in that shrine.
An accident? So, it's over? Oh God, it's such a relief. I really thought we were all going to die. I do have a question though. That shrine, the one I was going to hide in, did you... No,
it'll probably happen again, to be honest. I said yes. No.
Really? Then how? Oh, I see. Oh, I should probably keep my big mouth shut then. Sorry. I promise, Nobody else will ever know what you did, but I know. That was really clever. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, speaking of which, welcome. I'm Fabi. Sorry I was a bit frantic before. Need anything?
So first thing, seeing the phrase manual toothbrush cracks me up. It's like, I have an electric toothbrush. I use it when I'm traveling, funny enough. But I have never seen someone like refer to a toothbrush as a manual toothbrush. And like, yeah, they do leave your teeth feeling a little weird, but thank you. That cracked me up. And then my theories on the golden rule so far. So obviously the analog toothbrush. So the golden the golden rule is obviously do unto those that you don't do unto those that you wouldn't like onto yourself, right? However, so I have a few theories about what's going on here, because majority of the stories that people have going on is that all of these people were in the same event, is what I'm noticing, is that there was a fire, they found themselves rushing to the river, they floated down the Tiber, and then they woke up here, and then they fell. Of course, bye Josh, have a wonderful night and enjoy your kitty sitting. I will see you later. Be good, behave, and stay out of trouble or don't get caught, Josh, and I will see you next time, but have a great night. But anyways, so they all floated down the Tiber, and then woke up here, just like we did, but we're 2,000 years after they are. So there is something that's connecting all of these events, that they didn't float down the Tiber by chance. So my theory is that the Tiber isn't the river, but more of like the River of Styx kind of situation. I am fully convinced these people are not alive, judging by what's going on here. But beyond that, it's like, I truly actually don't. Like, I played this game a few years ago. Do I actually remember what happened? No frickin' clue. It's like, I played it for the span of 3 months. One gameplay for 3 months. Oh, you'd think, oh, that's a lot of hours put into this game. 3 months, I only played 16 hours. So I actually didn't figure out very much of anything. And so I remember stupid things. So I'm slowly trying to piece it together. It's like, I don't remember the gods. Like, I remember Proserpina is Persephone. So I remember the translation and how they have multiple religions going on here. But it's like, beyond that, it's like, I don't actually remember what I'm doing. It's like, it'll all slowly make sense to me, I know. But I'm pretty sure most of y'all who is watching this and will be watching this in the future, are most likely not gonna have any idea what's going on here. But Fabia, what's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can.
And also the statues whisper to you, which I think is really creepy. How'd you end up here?
It all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said. But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep, because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the trapdoor temple, and here I am.
So, I probably should have went through that one. Because, yeah, that kind of confirms to me that she died from her illnesses is what that sounds like. And if it's the same place that we woke up in, there's no chance that a carriage could have gotten there. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of people here need it more than I do.
Any idea who's threatening Virgil?
Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. Late last night, I was cleaning my oven when I heard some noises outside. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out to see what was going on. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I couldn't tell who. It was too dark. I called out to them, but they just turned and ran off without a word. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think. So I suppose it could only be one of three people. Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps.
Thanks, it does help. I'll be going now.
Thanks again for taking care of our problem. I won't forget it.
Okay.
You there. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
Go on.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
The statues come to life and fire golden bow and arrows at them.
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination, golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
The golden goose is meant to be a cautionary tale.
Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not?
Pedantic. That's a word. I'm interested.
Excellent.
I need the golden bow.
The first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Not really.
No problem. Allow me to explain. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow.
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what.
But you want me to steal it?
Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away.
Why can't I just take
Because the
it?
gods would see you, of course. Hence my proposal.
Why can't you do it yourself?
I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you.
I have zero confidence in you, Decius. Isn't that extremely dangerous?
When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
Prometheus was also punished for eternity, if I recall
Only because
correctly.
he was silly enough to get caught.
That's all the questions I had.
So, are you in, partner?
I'll do it, but don't ever call me partner.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
A fake golden bow.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
More uppies. How do I reach it? Man. It won't let me take it.
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow?
Yes, I have it.
Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted
And
you.
yet you did. And now, here we are. With me out here and you in there. Until you give me my bow.
How is this not against the golden rule? If you said you'd split the riches between the two of us.
No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, infinite wealth is still infinite. It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a promise, now is it? Oh, I do love a good loophole.
Let me know right now, or when I fear myself, I'm going to kill you.
Not a very effective threat, is it? See, your first problem is, you're in there, and I'm out here. Your second problem is the golden rule. What are you gonna do? Kill us all? It's an empty threat.
No, it's a full threat.
Now, and don't even think about
I'm gonna be the person to break the golden rule. Motherfricker. That's my job. No way I'm giving you this bow. I'll find another way out.
I would reconsider my position quickly if I were you. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest, and they can be rather aggressive toward intruders. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man, but I always wondered how anyone could have done that. Let's find out how many it takes to kill a woman, shall we?
Okay. Fell on deaf ears. How do I get out of here? What happens if I... Surprise! Okay. Freaking Decius. Man. Nevia's
My
journal.
beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand
Ooh,
what I've
I got the
done
shivers.
and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again, and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and, disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained
I was
whisper
not following
again,
with her.
and turning back, I discovered that, even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me.
Oh no,
This
this
was
was
no
arcade.
statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
Okay. These kind of paths give me anxiety. This is how we get into that villa, by the way. This is a different villa. Those things make me soupy uncomfy. Small house.
You're not supposed to be here.
I take it as we're not a welcomed visitor. What? Where are we supposed to go? I don't get it. So this is where we came from. Are there any vines or anything that I can climb? I can make a golden door. Interesting. Oh, there it is. Go, go! Mother fricker. I didn't save in a long time. I don't even know if there was any autosaves. Ooh. Ooh. That was wicked. I haven't saved in a hot second, so we're gonna see if there was any autosaves. Oh, there was right there. Cool. Do I heal over time? Or am I just kind of screwed? I think I'm screwed. For a hot second. Does the bread help? No? Okay. Got him. Don't touch me. Okay. Quick save. Now we've had a close call. Multiple times. Hey. Cool. My goodness, this is my least favorite part. This is the one thing I do remember from this game, is this entire thing. I hate it. But you do it once, you don't have to do it again. I think I got you all. Hey, friend. Okay. Almost through this house. Okay.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor, who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper, your true name to me.
Seriously, let me shoot through you. There you go.
So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
Oops. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. No! I fell. Oh, I'm supposed to climb the walls. Okay. Well, now this path is all cleared. So... Okay.
Kill me. Please. I just want to.
Cool. These things are creepy. Okay. Man, leg day must be no joke for this character. Oops, I missed. No, I don't know why that thing has the butterflies on it. Me crouching as if that makes a difference.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenians turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not
I think I
care about
missed
their
on that one,
suffering
though.
at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act
We're
was
gonna
to lunge
resave
for my
that one.
throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed
Healed?
me to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in.
You can talk. Who are you? Oh, jeez. You must be Navia.
And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And
You're
worst
the
of
person
all,
who's been
look
peeling
what you made me
statues.
do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
If you attack me, both end up encased in gold.
And you think I care about that?
Motherfucker! Ugh, I don't care.
What happens to me, as long as you get what you deserve.
This has nothing to do with me.
Liar. I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my experiments in peace for her. And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her. She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful face, to hear her speak freely, instead of in those cryptic whispers. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's so special about you?
Not just this statue whispering to me. A lot of them do it, but it's always the same voice.
What do you mean, the same voice?
It's like someone else is whispering to me through the statues.
Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper. But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was
nothing.
Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait until I'd done all the hard work, then swoop in? Is that it?
No, I swear.
Liar. You tried to steal her away from me, and now look what you made me do. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't peel you too.
I ended up here by accident. All I want to do is leave.
What are you talking about?
Got trapped in the tunnels under the city and came up inside the palace.
So you're saying you weren't coming for us?
I had never had any intention of hurting you.
So I did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this. And in so much pain. It's the air. Coming into contact with her flesh. It's agonizing for them. But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule and let it run its course. At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together. All it would take is one little cut.
Wait, I can undo this.
It's too late. There's nothing you can do. I have to do this. I'm sorry.
I can cover her in gold again.
How?
This golden bow is the weapon that encases people in gold.
I'm not sure I believe you. But if you can undo this mess, I'll give you the key to my old medical chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still in the city. But if you're lying to me, I'll break the golden rule and kill you and everyone else in this city.
Please then.
Understood?
Alright, stand back.
You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Why the frick did you peel a statue?
I will never harm her again. I swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these poor souls, what can be done for them? I've tried everything
Tashi.
I can. I fear the only
This
one
crazy
capable
lady
of
peeled a
releasing her
statue.
properly is whichever god
Would you
doomed
peel a
them in the
statue for
first
me?
place. In any case,
I would never want you
I
to. The
must
answer should
honor
always be
our
no.
bargain. Here's the key I promised you. It opens a
You
chest
messing
in
in
the
my lap?
Shrine of Apollo. I believe there are a few things in there which may be useful to Lucretia.
Cool.
Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there.
Goodbye, Navia.
Go. And never return.
I never want to. That was the world's worst experience of my life. That was literally the worst experience of my life. Cool. Yes, you do.
Whatever's in that great temple up there. Oh, hello there, partner.
What I say about calling me partner?
I'm glad you're here. I think there might have been some confusion about my little practical joke earlier. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright. You know, like two friends joking around at the Saturnalia, and then, surprise, I'd open the door. But when I opened it, you were gone.
I don't believe you.
Partner, I swear, this is just a misunderstanding. Look, why don't you keep our bow as compensation?
You mean my bow? Don't worry, I'm keeping it.
Fine. It's a credit to you that you're able to see the humour in all of this. Now, can I help you with something? Very well. Another time.
F yourself. Okay. Now we can get into Malleus's place.
And deeply honored. Did you just scale the wall to my villa?
Boom! Look at those eyes!
Buffoon Domitius. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
So you're Quintus.
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else.
You have one green eye, one blue eye, and the description of in this execution order from Emperor Nero.
You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different colored eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more.
Apparently, Quintus also suffers from delusions of grandeur.
Well, I am not suffering from any delusions, as today's election will firmly establish.
I can't prove it yet, but I will.
Unlikely, because it simply isn't true. Now, was there something else you wanted? I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
Cool. I'm gonna search your house, though. I bet there's something in here. Note from Ulia. Ulia to her captain Melius and Claudia, curse you to the depths. By the time you read this, I'll already be dead because of death. It's preferable to any other day in debt bondage to you. Oh. Okay, so he's the... Oh. The bottle will be for hemlock, a deadly poison. So you're the dirty fool.
Now you've crossed the line. Get out of there.
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate.
Cool. Well, we're gonna keep looking around because...
You're not supposed to be in here.
Can we talk?
Talk? What business could you possibly have with me?
Why are you locked in this room?
My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you
What?
very much.
I'll check some help getting back at Melius.
An intriguing proposition. Go on.
I don't think Melius is who he says he is.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that?
Just a hunch. I was hoping we could figure out his true identity together.
Well, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me?
I want to force him to withdraw from the election.
To withdraw? Listen, I may not be Penelope to his Ulysses, but to ruin his plans to become a magistrate? You must think me quite mad. I've heard enough. Get out of here at once.
Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Do I need to call Domitius? Get out.
Okay, so that's not what you say to her. She wants him to be magistrate. Where's the priestess? She's not at the top of the stairs.
Feeling all right?
Can we talk about Julia?
Sure.
Julia?
To know?
Do you think she was poisoned or was it
Do
self-inflicted?
you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Gladly. Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad.
Forget I said anything.
Anything about what? That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Galerius just saved my life. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Can I ask what happened to you?
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
Alright, we'll talk about something
Thank
else.
you.
She won't answer. I know she won't answer any of that.
All right. Goodbye.
Can I give these to you?
Feeling all right?
No.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's
I can't
life.
give it to her yet.
Apollo smiles upon you.
I don't even know if I can give it to her, honestly. Yeah, I'm trying to find her, bruh. Jeez, it's dark over here. Interesting. Sponge on a stick. A brilliant invention. Okay. Oh, there's a priestess.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm
Don't you just love
Equitia.
springtime?
To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
I've been asking people about how they wound up here trying to find a pattern.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
Some people mention a river.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
That's all I noticed.
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first. Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
I did not do it, Dooley. Dooley's in that cage, by the way. Okay. I can't go in there. I want to go in there. There's a chest in there. Humbug. I keep forgetting I have a flashlight. Galerius for magistrate, countered by I would rather drink Aurelia's special brew.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
Are you the one threatening Virgil?
No idea what you're talking about?
I know it's you.
Yeah? Prove it. Whatever.
Beautiful. Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before, a certain learning and sophistication.
Oh, stop it. No, please go on.
What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore.
How do I get her to
Let's
like
forget
me?
that ever happened.
We're
So
gonna
we can
fig-
at least do business.
Each loop, I need to figure out how to make her
What brings you
happy.
to my tavern?
Heard any gossip?
Certainly, for 10 denarii.
Here's 10 denarii.
You met Livia. She used to do my hair until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now she just stands around, caked in filth.
That is
and
also an
talking
option.
nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair. Whatever you like.
I mean, I don't have to break the rule 2 more times to figure it out. Do you know a way out of here?
You know, normally I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here.
That's cute, but seriously.
Straight to business, huh? I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all.
It's not the top one, I know that.
This is valuable information we're talking about, and I
So you may be
don't
right.
give it out like some cheap
They all probably
oracle.
do not work.
So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
If you had a way out, why haven't you used it for yourself?
Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe.
What was that?
But not now.
Is it kind of unethical to keep all these people trapped here knowing there's a way out?
I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not?
How do I know this isn't a scam?
If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I? And I have no interest in doing that.
You're washing that cup really hard. I'm gonna pass.
What's the matter? Can't afford it? Well, perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others on occasion.
It's a just so you know, it's an Arizona tea. What's your story?
Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
I'll be going now.
All right. See ya.
Cerberus lifts his triple head.
Let the buyer
and
beware.
lets out his threefold braying.
Would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are.
I don't think she's gonna talk to me ever.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Okay. Oop, wrong one. A. That. I'm gonna take that. Oop. Can't take that. Nor that. Containing various dried ground substances. Like, I feel like if I cleaned a cup that harshly, my arms would hurt. A rudimentary doll. It looks like it's been well loved. Kind of creepy looking. Oh, yeah, no, I need that out. I can't see it. Okay. What's over here? Ooh, a bottle of wine. Potentially the last bottle in the city. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Jeez. No, from Livia. The place is called Accursed. Here Titios offers up his innards to be torn, stretched over the knife field. My goodness. No, thank you. That's a bit... Who? So, I know the, Ooh. I'm gonna take that. That was 100% a mistake. Well, not a mistake. That was just 100% an accident. I did not mean to stumble upon. Over here. I'm pretty sure that's the Egyptian. No, that's not the Egyptian. That's the Greek. Oh, funny. Man tied to a wheel. Like, we have, like, things like that all over this place. I want to go talk to what's his face, the dude who greeted us. How do I get over there? I'm pretty sure jumping off of that would be committing Sudoku and also against the rule. Oops. Whoopsies. Can I? Goose eggs! I'm sure she will. Where's what's his face? I need to shoot that spot before jumping in, I guess. I'm gonna assume I hit it. A lot. I don't think I've actually finished any of them. I finished a few of them, I guess. Democracy in action. I have to find evidence that Melius is Quintius and get him to drop out. Pandora's box. Figure out why Olivia is so weird, but she wasn't talking to me, so I moved. Get one of the 3 soldiers to admit the secret. Water under the bridge. Figure out how to get into the upper cistern, which actually that one is not that hard to do. Ask the residents about their stories. I'm really bad at that, apparently. Golden rule. Figure out who's most likely to break the golden rule and inform Sentius.
Hello?
Hi, Jorge. Perhaps the priestess might be able to help her. Yes. So I'd have to go talk to the priestess again, which... Ooh, wine. How's it going, Jorge? So I just want to chit-chat with some more of the residents, figure out their stories, and then go back to the priestess with multiple things. This is called The Forgotten City. It was originally a Skyrim mod, and then a few years ago they finally ported it out to be its own game. It's a little troublesome on my PC at the moment. It's been a bit laggy, but it is a really fun game. It follows Roman mythology as the main, touches Greek mythology, and touches Egyptian mythology, and then pokes at Christianity as well. As for like reasons for what the golden rule is, so we have golden. Like, there's golden statues that are everywhere. Yes, I know the priestess. I'll find her eventually. And the statues used to be people at some point. Oh. It's priestess.
That's quite an impressive bow. Arve again. Did you find what you need?
I've been asking people about how they wound up
Did
here.
you notice anything? A pattern?
Yeah, that's all I noticed. Oh, I didn't. Guess I didn't get any more. Okay.
Come back.
This entire game is a time loop, by the way. If you make a mistake, you get sent back, and you have to start the day over. Not completely over, just over enough.
Greetings and salutations. Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind?
I have nothing else for you.
Cross again soon, my friend.
Oh, and we're trapped in this city. Like, there's nowhere else to go other than this city. So the entire goal is to find your way out.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did.
Do you know a way
wouldn't
out?
Believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the golden rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything...
Oh, interesting.
It's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway. Oh,
What do you
I just
mean?
mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Novio Magus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans.
It's like this game, you get to pick your gender. You never see your character. You get to pick your gender. And then you have 4 options for a character build. One of them's criminal, the other one's an archaeologist, and I don't remember the other 2. I'm currently doing archaeologist, which helps
Nice to talk to you.
to a degree, trying to figure this stuff out. Because there'll be like things like this that will pop up. And like only certain ones can be read by certain abilities. Majority of them are covered by the archaeologist, though. So in the case of running for lore, it works out really well. Okay. Talk to you. Oh! I know. Hi.
Feeling all right?
Yeah, what's your story?
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time.
Oh, here's the
take this
prompt.
on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Tell me more about Nevia.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good, too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Ooh.
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I actually figured out the treatment for rheumatism.
You did? That's unexpected. But tell me, what is it?
Willow bark. I have a note.
I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Okay. Yep. Alright, I can do that.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did.
Our grocery list, I feel like, is getting longer. What's your story?
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going
Yep.
to... I'm tired, and...
How'd you end up here?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
I'm sorry to hear
It's
that.
all right. Say what you will about this place. At least
So many
my
people
fornicating husband will never find
was
me.
involved in that
And
fire
while
here.
There's no shortage of snakes here. At least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
That's fair. Okay.
Gladly.
Let's see if talking to her at least gives me the
That's
next
a
step with the
shame.
priestess.
Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Thank you, madame. Looks like the third or fourth person who's mentioned fire.
Hervé again. Did you find what you need?
Nope.
Come back
Didn't
to
trigger.
me once you've
Okay, gotta talk to a
acquainted
few more
yourself with the
people.
rest of our
So we're gonna
neighbors.
go hunting because, believe it or not, we have not seen everybody and we've not been everywhere. It's gonna be a second until I see Rufius. So we're gonna go up to the temple up there. Oh, hi friend. To survive, we must all be kind. Corrected to, we must all be wise. Corrected to, we must all be obedient. Finally corrected to, we all must be, question mark. Yeah, question everything, do nothing. That's what my motto is. Hey, there's another reference. The boulder up the mountain that's gonna always fall back. He's gonna spend his eternity pushing that boulder. There, I put one back. Where are the other people? I feel like I'm missing something. Real must be, yeah, no, that is 100% a vibe. It's an entire vibe is what it is. I know, right? It's like the lighting's a little funky. But I'm vibing with it. Oops, that was really close. I meant to roll up that. What goes all the way down here? I'm a little lost. Oh, I'm over here now. Okay, I am confused and turned around. Hell yes. Yeah. Now I can talk to him. Okay.
Hello again, my sartorial friend. What
Oh,
is on
you're
your mind?
Georges! Mother fricker!
I hope that our
You're the
paths cross
wrong
again
bald
soon.
dude. Where's Virgil? Where's what's his face? Yeah, I bet he does listen with their ears if he's using their eyes too. Bro is gorgeous. What's up here? Oh, nah. I might get lost there.
Hilarious.
Horatius? Looking a bit troubled there.
Still no sign of Scintilla.
Beautiful.
And I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
By rheumatism.
From what I hear, nobody saw it coming.
I figured out treatment. Eat a pinch of willow bark and you should feel better in no time.
You can't control.
And this will work?
I keep thinking.
Oh, thank
What if
God.
there is something I can
Finally,
do?
some relief.
What if she's out there somewhere
This
suffering,
is what I've been
waiting to
praying
be
for.
found?
Sounds like you're
Mother trucker, dude.
Hasn't abandoned me
Leave
after
that for
all.
the gods. Try to relax.
Thank
Get
you.
some rest.
I've
Tomorrow's a
been
new day.
in a lot of pain
suppose you're
lately.
right.
Yeah, you've been kind of an a-hole too.
Rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching, and the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head.
Yeah. Is that why you're addicted to Virgil?
Exactly what I need.
I know it's him. I know it's him.
I owe you one.
Any idea where I'd find a Roman plaque?
No idea what you're talking about.
Come on. You owe me one, remember?
All right. After this, we're square. I think I have seen that plaque. Sorry I lied. Can't be too careful these days. Head into the caves behind the theater. Turn right, then right again. Oh, and here. You need this key.
Theater, caves. Okay.
You didn't get that from me.
Got it, thanks.
See you around.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked.
I gotta set up our
How
password.
is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
I'm from the future. I'm reliving the same day over and over again.
You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus.
Oh! Like Sisyphus, how so?
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill.
Sisyphus! That's who's next to the temple.
It would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over.
I like my
and over
my
again
confused
for all
emote.
eternity, just like you.
Time to go to the theater.
They're both really fun. Okay. Where's the cave behind the theater? I assume over here. Take a right. Nope, that wasn't right. Who's that dude? Aw, man, I'm lost. That might have been the Roman one I found. We're gonna see. Oops. Come on, up. Yep, okay, this was the Roman one I found. Okay, we're gonna... Who's the dude? Who tries to jump? Oh, I shouldn't get too far. Because no matter what happens right now, the rule's gonna get triggered in a minute or two. The day does not end. I'ma just wander back to the temple. Like, look how pretty this place is, though.
Well, isn't that an impressive trinket?
I know, right?
You stay away from my money.
But I'm not gonna rob you.
Well, isn't that an impressive...
You, Tantalus, just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls.
Oh yeah, I'm going longer. A little bit longer today.
The many shall
Motherfricker!
suffer for the sins of the one.
This is why I didn't go too far. Somebody's a sore loser. Somebody's a sore loser. That is what we learned today. Because nobody did anything. Okay. Sire.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
Hi, I'm Eris. I need you to take care of some things urgently.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
Julia's dying, but Lucretia can't help her, so take this.
Oh no. All right, I can do that.
Rufus is becoming agitated because of his rheumatism. This will help him.
My uncle was a victim at rheumatism's altar, and he ended up killing himself. Alright, got it.
And he just stopped Fabia from entering an empty shrine and tell the new arrival he'll find what he's looking for in there.
Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
Now go as fast as you
Go.
can.
But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Cool. Let's go up here. I'm pretty sure if I'm up at the temple early enough in the day, there'll be somebody else I need to talk to. And then we gotta go talk to what's-his-face's wife. Yeah, okay, the dude's there. Okay.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
I'm fine, thanks.
Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions.
He's like, I'm probably gonna play until 9.
Is there a way out?
And then I'll get off.
What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible?
I'm not getting to an ending. I was
I
like, we'll
still
play this
don't
game
have any of
again
the
someday,
answers
and I'll get to an ending,
I
but...
don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned.
What is your story?
Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose.
How'd you end up here?
Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome, 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
God, don't you mean gods?
Oh yes, of course. A slip of the tongue. If you like.
We're not gonna
Right,
talk
well,
about that.
It was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No.
No, let me stop him.
Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Alright, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Ulpius, can we talk?
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime
No.
against the Empire.
Dude, I was gonna ask you what's wrong.
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Well,
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
his suicide didn't break the golden rule. What does that mean?
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the golden rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
What happens
I'll
now?
have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Well, she just didn't hide that. At all, actually. There's Sisyllus, but... here's Sisyllus, by the way.
Today is a sad day.
Is there, like, a quick route into his villa? No. Okay. Let me go talk to What's-His-Face and get him to drop out of the race.
Citizen.
Rufius. Oh, I don't need this. I have a key.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been
What's this?
elected to Thank you.
Interesting.
Delighted and deeply honored to have been elected to magistrate. And now...
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been desperate to see me. Well, what do you want?
What's your story?
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
Fair enough. I'll go.
I trust you can see yourself out.
We're gonna talk to his, wife. See if she can get me the evidence. I like her hair.
Not supposed to be in here.
Can we talk?
Talk? What business could you possibly have with me?
Would you like help getting back
An
at him?
intriguing proposition. Go on.
I don't think Melius is who he says he is.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that?
I said a hunch if we could figure out your identity together.
I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet... Question.
It's my new headphones! I like these headphones.
But wait a minute.
I bought the same pair 3 times.
Are you helping me?
We women have to stick together.
I couldn't agree more. One hand washes the other, as they say.
They're $20 headphones.
Interests are aligned.
And they don't affect my mic or anything, so...
Knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage...
I have $80 headphones. They're the black ones I normally wear. These are comfier on my ears. I'm really picky about the design of my headphones. I don't like them to be bulky, so I wear these. What do you want?
I want you to bring me some wine.
What, send the link for these?
Should do it. Oh, don't look at me like that.
They're blue
know this must
headphones.
be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around.
They're
what
fun
do you need me
headphones.
to spell out?
They also have stereo sound, so I don't want to hear it. I don't have any questions.
So you'll help me?
I already have wine, so... I have some wine right here.
Thank you. Here's the letter.
Quintius to beloved. Oh, yep.
Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is.
According to the bounty letter from Emperor Nero, he's the person who started the fires in Rome last year.
What? He's... Oh no. That's...
No,
something more serious than
like,
I imagined.
a lot better than you'd think.
I only wanted some
Like,
leverage
proximity.
over him,
You
not
can
to
actually hear it.
destroy him.
I've had
Maybe
headphones
I
where you
can
can't
leave.
tell proximity.
Nobody else must know.
But also, I mean, they're not bad headphones. I've had worse. For a lot more expensive. I bought another pair that was $80 as well, and they did not... Like, the audio was warped, faded, like, it tried to do, like, sound detect, and it wasn't there. I'll hang on to it.
No. You tricked me. You mendacious little stirkers.
I didn't lie to you.
It was a lie of a mission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately concealed it. May Jupiter cut you down.
Besides, I like my headphones. So, and most headphones I see are like super, like those super bulky ones. I don't like bulky.
I curse you.
Granted, you're gonna laugh because these are headphones that are made for kids. And I get them specifically because they're not bulky.
May this drag you to the depths. This is outrageous.
Cool, let's go talk to what's-his-face. Man, the jumping in this game is very realistic.
You again. What is it now?
I want you to withdraw from the election.
Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Because I know you're Quintius. Your wife gave me your love letter and Nero wants you dead.
So, it finally caught up with me. I suppose that makes you... what? One of Nero's assassins?
No, I'm not, fortunately for you.
So, you're not going to kill me?
Not if you withdraw from the election immediately.
So much work for nothing. Ugh. If I do it, you'll let me live?
I will.
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa and never speak to me again.
It's like, expensive headphones is just something that especially with my bout recently, is not something I'm gonna achieve anytime soon. Considering I've had to buy 3 pairs at this point. Come on. Okay. What do we got going on? Figure out why Olivia's acting strangely. Okay. We're gonna talk to Olivia while we wait. No. Wireless headphones have replaceable cables. If you hadn't noticed, my issues with wireless headphones is I unplug them all of the time. That's why I'm not wearing my black ones, because I keep unplugging them while I'm playing games, and then I have to stop to replug them in. My black ones are like that. I just can't do it. I need one pair that's not wireless at all.
Of all the world. So this place accepts
It's
all
like
the souls.
it's like these are not wireless,
It does not
and that is a
notice the
blessing for me.
cries that come.
It's like the amount of times I've said, "Oh, my headphones," is ridiculous. What's your story?
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh
they
or
do.
bone. Some crowd
They
the
did.
forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths.
I've had these headphones
follow their
for
trades,
I've had these
imitating
headphones
their
for 5
previous
years.
lives.
To the point where even the padding's worn down. Here. Actually, we're gonna have to do this. It's like the padding is like super worn down on these because I've had them for so long. It's like they're a withered animatronic at this point. But it's like it's happened so often. Oh, come on. It's happened so often that even the lightest tug on this unplugs now because it's so worn down. But yeah, it's a grand old time with wireless headphones. It's like I have the dongle so I can use them in wireless mode, but I don't have the charger for them anymore. I lost the charger 3 years ago, and it's one of those. It's not like the universal stupid little skinny boys. It's like the fat one. I don't know, whoever designed that like did not think twice about it. Tell me about the pattern you saw.
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Hey, 1-tier thermometer is bomb. Sometimes upgrades are not necessary, in other words.
Newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
See, I'm aware that these are tier 1. These are tier 1, those are tier 2. Do I choose to wear them? No. Do I choose to use tier 1? Yep. Oh, that's the wrong route. Hi, madam. Can I flirt with you?
Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being
I should really
too
wrap this up
forward,
soon.
but
I'm
the
going
moment
far
I laid
over.
eyes on you, I was intrigued.
You are
There's
stunning.
a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning.
A
and
certain je ne
sophistication.
sais quoi. And you're as charming as you are beautiful.
Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
Yeah, she's gonna say that for every single one. What? You came for me.
I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore.
Okay, yeah, none of them work.
So
There's no
let's
chance to
do
win her over.
business. So, what brings you to my tavern? All right, see ya.
0 Riz. Wait, is he? Oh, wait, this is the bout where he died. Okay. I am actually gonna... We're gonna wrap up here, actually. Since it has been an extra long stream now. Come on. Hey! Mother trucker. Fine. You guys will witness me do a hard save. Control 1. There it goes. Why'd I have to do it with one hand? Why didn't I work with 2? I'm gonna... Yeah, let's exit out. Oh, jeez. This game takes an awful lot. Come on. So, if my camera wants to stay focused, my computer's having a moment. So that was the Forgotten City, or at least a good chunk of it. There is so many moving pieces in this. So there's 3 or 4 endings that I know about. And It is such an intricate game. And then also, like, I don't know, it's just interesting. That's the only way I can put it. See, I played this game. I know 2 of the endings. I only know how to get to 1. I mean, well, I've done 2 of the endings. I only know how to get to 1 of them. But I want to have an ending where everybody's problems get solved before that day ends, which is going to be so freaking hard. But what can I say? If this game gets voted up again, we'll definitely get to at least 1 ending. My goal is to at some point see all of the endings, but we won't know what happens. Anyways, so I will let you all go in peace. So be good, behave, stay out of trouble, or don't get caught. Partake in the golden rule, if you will. And I will see you all Monday evening. I was about to say bright and early. That would be wrong. I will see you guys Monday evening, 5:30 Central Time, for our regularly scheduled Show of Oblivion, working on the Shivering Isles. So, I will see you all next time. Bye!